Well, guys, we just got the biggest SBC leak of the year so far, besides Player of the Month Mbappe. That doesn't really count. But besides him, the biggest player SBC yet leaked, really a couple of them, but definitely the biggest one. And we're getting a lot of Thunderstruck news, apparently over 100 plus special cards, which alludes to probably a best of being in packs coming up this Friday, and a lot more information too about this upcoming promo that we'll talk about. We do have some player leaks for it, so we'll get into everything that we need to here. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the top of the description. They're the safest and the cheapest option, and you can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. We've got a lot to get into, so thank you all for watching, being here. If you like and support the videos on a daily basis, I can't thank you enough, obviously. I've been having a lot of fun talking to you guys in the comments too. I love seeing familiar names that I've seen for even years, potentially. I'll randomly see pop back up again after it's been a while. Those are always so fun to read. But this popped up right here, and I thought I had to keep this here. I just thought this was great. Finish strong. Season 2 is ending soon. By upgrading to the premium pass, you earn even more rewards every time you level up. I'm just like, man, this must not have been selling too well. They're making pop-up ads for their premium season pass now. Like, hey, in case you didn't see, guys, come over here and look at this. Like, this pass sucked, okay? No, we're not buying this shit. It's the first premium pass I've not bought since it came out. I've bought literally every single one except for this one, and I'm not gonna buy this one. And we might have a new season player leaked, by the way, that we'll talk about that was kind of teased, kind of not. It was really a weird tweet, honestly. We did get the base icon match day pick here. That is the Cannavaro, Raul, and Drogba one. And we also did get this 1 of 2 base hero player pick that I'll have for tomorrow's video, I think. I'm trying to finish Weekend League and the Silver League tomorrow, so I'm gonna have a lot of fodder, I think, post that. We should have that. Plus, I want to try and save up for this SBC that's about to come out that we'll talk about here in just like 30 seconds or so. And last thing here with this new Evo today, I thought this was funny, and that is that it's like a silver Evo that helps boost some stuff. I don't mind these because it helps with the Silver League, right? It's just funny that one of the best cards that fits in here is this Gabriel Silva, right? And of course, as you guys know, if you've been watching the videos the last couple of days, you know Gabriel Silva's getting a special card. And I know that card's not going to be a silver. It's just funny how, like, it just correlates constantly. Is that selection bias? You tell me. Or confirmation bias? I don't know what you want to call it. Let's just look at the leaks and news now. We'll start off here with the biggest player pick of the year so far. Eden Hazard and Di Natale match day pick coming soon. Really the first bomb for Black Friday. I'm going to guess this is a Black Friday SBC. However, I wouldn't be shocked to see it actually drop somehow this week because they're trying to have you spend your fodder prior to Black Friday, obviously. There's a chance that that's what this is here, and they deem, hey, Eden Hazard, actually, looking at his stats, he's got a lot of hype. He's very good in game. He gets good animations too. I feel like that might be kind of bullshit, but it does feel that way when you play with him. EA probably deemed, hey, he's going to be really good, worthy of being expensive, but he'll get passed relatively soon. We like dropping that card. Usually these big SBCs that we see, the first ones of the year, you can tell EA deemed them to be really good, but not like, you know, S tier, because they know they'll be passed up soon by other S tier, more S tier cards, I should say, than the current Hazard and Di Natale are. And the prices for these guys, base Eden Hazard was like 1 million coins prior to this leak, now 826. I think it was like, yeah, right around 1 million coins. Yep, pretty much exactly that here. And I believe Di Natale was just a little bit lower than that. I was actually looking to buy him one time around like the 900,000 coin mark, and yeah, about 830, 840 prior to this leak. So the more expensive one is Hazard, but they're right around the same tier of card, right, between Di Natale and Hazard. So definitely the biggest SBC of the year so far. And honestly, when you think back to even last year, there weren't many times that weren't player of the months that were out of EA's control, right? Because they can't control who wins player of the month, and they have a deal with the leagues where they have to release it, I believe, in the months that they decide that they want to. So ignoring those, I feel like really the 1 million coin mark is rarely met with SBCs. And this one probably won't be quite 1 million coins, but it's getting there. So this maybe is a sign that bigger SBCs come this year. Last year, we kind of talked about how there really weren't that many big SBCs at all. Like throughout the entire year almost, there really weren't. And if you actually go back and look at last year's SBCs, you'd be surprised to see how little like gigantic 3.5 million coin SBCs that there were. You know, we usually would see a Dino or a Jairzinho, an R9, a Brazilian icon, a Zidane, or something like that dropped at a time where they're like top of the power curve. We didn't really see that last year almost ever. At least the least that we probably ever had seen it in any year. And seeing these tweets now, it is pretty funny, you know, knowing what we know yesterday, if that claim is true, through that people are like bidding for leaks, basically, you do wonder who ends up with what, right? You wonder how like FIFA Trading Romania ended up getting the daily upgrade leaks. Like, did he outbid somebody, or, you know, how did this even happen? It kind of sounds ridiculous when you think about it. This next bit of news here was daily upgrades and the X10 upgrades are coming as SBCs, and the X10 upgrades I think are like the 8210 or 8110, 8310 that you can do once or twice or 3 times or 4 times every day. We saw the 83 by 10s repeatable like 2 or 3 times a day last year, starting in maybe the winter time or so. So I would assume it's not going to be that good. Probably more like the 80 by 10 or something like that once a day, even maybe. And the daily upgrades, you got like daily login, obviously, and you got the gold upgrades and stuff like that that might even be more improved than the current ones we have. So we got that information. And with that information, you had people talking about, hey, team of the weeks, great investment, right? 83 by 10s will be a thing, or say 80 by 10s, more like probably. You usually need team of the weeks for the X10 upgrades. Might be a good buy. The problem with that is that last year we saw similar stuff to that, and team of the weeks never rose at all. Like, they stayed Discord the entire time. So I'm not so convinced, but it's never a really risky investment. You can buy them for discard, basically. So anyway, this Maradona leak came out. So FUT Police Leaks had the Maradona leak. Stats are all predictions on everyone that you're going to see today. And down here to interrupt what I was just talking about quickly, FUT Police Leaks does say 5+ good SBCs coming. Hazard/Di Natale is just the warm-up, he says. Now, keep in mind here, we know he's prone to bullshit more than just about any leaker that you're going to find. So we got to take it with a grain of salt, but you maybe would be inclined to believe we could see some good stuff here. And then FIFA Trading Romania's tweet says more than 100 cards in sight. So I'm assuming that means best of, you would assume, right? Which that would also affect the team of the week buying, because say there's 30 more informs and packs. Well, that's going to do a damper on that. And I do want to interrupt the leaks just very quickly here. I forgot to mention this yesterday, and honestly, I forgot this was actually happening. The pre-order icons that are getting upgraded in your club on the 27th also go into packs on the 29th. So those will also be in addition to this Thunderstruck promo, like 6 days, or well, I guess it's 5 days from now. Those will be in packs, actually, because I'm assuming that's what they mean here when they say the debut icons will be added to the Ultimate Team pool of items. I'd assume that means in packs, correct? That's what Weaver says here too, so keep an eye out for that. All right, next up here, we've got some Thunderstruck icons coming, and I'm going to kind of quickly go through these. You're not going to pack them. You're probably never going to see them. Let's not waste too much time on them, but they're cool to look at, I suppose. Eusebio, Thunderstruck icon here. Cool. Insane card for sure. Stats not official, but don't need to see them to know that. Ribery as well, Thunderstruck icon. And I know this is random, but who's your favorite icon you've used this year? I don't care the price. I don't care how quote-unquote meta they are. Like, who's your favorite icon you've used this year? Next up, Paolo Maldini. Sure. Yeah, best center back in the game maybe has arrived right here. And then Gareth Bale. Bale as well is coming as a Thunderstruck icon. And then AC down here in the replies does say, I heard overall the SBCs are nice, but need to wait a bit more. Today is still Sunday. Content could be changed, and everyone will be mad if the SBC is wrong, apparently is what he says, which I don't know how that works, I guess. But okay, I guess we'll just wait till the bidding war ends as these guys bid real hard-earned cash for FIFA leaks. And then also Franz Beckenbauer. So, you know, every icon here, not the most packable, you would say that. I do want to say, though, Beckenbauer is way better than his stats usually suggest. He's got, like, some kind of, you know, icon, body, aura thing that happens in-game that he's very good. Then we got some actual players leaked here. We got Puteos is going to be in the Thunderstruck regular team. Okay, once again, not seeing this card probably, but good to look at. Jude Bellingham next up here. Once again, yeah, but this one might be a little bit more affordable, but if they juice him out, probably not. But then Musiala here. Musiala, I've loved this card in the game this year. Tech Plus, obviously, before the nerf was even better, but this card's still now post the other nerf. Like, well, how many nerfs / buffs are we in now? I'm done counting. Whatever current meta we have now, he's still great, so that's cool to see. Rodri makes it in, sure. Rodri as well, like, when he's got a really good FIFA card, the pros like him, so keep in mind, like, he's very, very good when he's got a good card. There's no big graphic, and that's why I'm showing you these one by one, by the way. Pedro Neto is here next. He feels more SBC-ish, right? Stats are just predictions, of course, but he feels a little bit more like he could be an SBC still. We'll see. And here's the possible season season pass player that's a Thunderstruck card, and that's Sariagi. I'm so sorry, I'm probably butchering that. But this card, if you guys don't know like the lore behind this card, it was always extremely high on the FUT-GG meta rating at the start of this year when that became a thing this year. Or was it last year? I think it might have been last year, but I know for sure that in this game, for a little while, this card was like crazy high on their meta calculations. And the reason it was because she has some of the best combinations of playstyles you can find. Just finesse, low driven, game changer, technical, first touch, quick step, and relentless. And then plays 4 different positions, 4-star, 4-star, and Spanish Liga F links, which are pretty good actually. So like just a really good all-around starter card. And since that time, she's had a lot of hype around her in evolutions and stuff like that. So this card is, you know, I don't know why Donk, was it Donk or no, it was AC. AC says season pass question mark. I'm going to assume that then she will be, because why else would he say that? I don't know why else he would, because if he just posted the Thunderstruck card as was, you wouldn't assume they'd be in the season pass. So he's saying that, I think, because he's trying to say like, hey, I think that's where she's going to be. I don't know. I don't know why he'd say that. But this card, I promise you, is insane. I used her in draft, I think, a while ago. And playstyles are still all that matters, despite them being nerfed this year, apparently, and stats meaning more, which is just not the case, it seems like so far. A couple more here. Yeah, no black. Okay, good keeper. Just always a little bit more difficult to link, it feels like. Unless you have like a La Liga hero in your team or something like that. And also one more, Aubameyang is apparently in the promo team as well. And that's kind of all we've got right now. Then we have this Donk tweet here. A couple of things that I'm not like too sure about or too sure what they mean. He says daily logins, then pick upgrades, which pick upgrades, does that mean just like player picks? Or is there some other pick upgrade that I'm missing? I don't really know exactly. New season, he gives the eye emojis for. I don't know if he has any leaks for that yet. Big evolutions apparently, and then big player SBCs, he says. We have a Di Natale and Hazard one, and there are some interesting things because AC says that he's not sure about any like massive ones. But then FUT Police League says Hazard and Di Natale is only the beginning, which then would imply that it's not like the best of all of them, which I don't know how that works exactly. But yeah, this promo feels like just basically filler to get to here, right? This is what it always has been. I think there's some sort of psychology thing going on here, some sort of devious plan to like, hey, make content suck for a week prior to Black Friday. And it's not like it's that crazy of a thought. And I don't even want to cover this. I honestly don't want to. FUT Police Leaks dropped this tweet and it was like, I don't know, 5 or so hours before content today. He tweets out, you know, 1 million bomb emojis, mind-blown emoji, 4 puzzles. I don't know. Like, this could be something. It could be literally nothing. This could have been the Hazard for all we know, but he said the puzzles. So does that mean like League SBCs or something like that? I mean, I don't know what this means and we're not going to know. And it's probably absolutely nothing, which is why I didn't want to show it. But just in case it is something, I have to show it. So I don't know. And guys, you know, we like to talk about the market on a daily basis, right? The thing is with this market now, and it's kind of funny looking back at where we were at the start of this game, and people were actually pretty excited about the idea of a market that was a little bit more stable and maybe a little bit more higher that way. The issue with that is evolutions exist and people want good evolutions. And if good evolutions exist, the market cannot stay up. It's just impossible. And in yesterday's video, do you guys remember what the gold card we talked about was and what their price was? Do you guys remember it all by chance? Well, she's down here. I just saw her. Bon Mati was 240k and she was down from 270. 196. Like, this is why every day I sit here and say market just is turned into last year's market, and it's going to as long as evos are good. Basically as simple as that. It's going to keep going down. We have a decent chance of our first rebound, like really right around that first Black Friday weekend, a week from now. That might be a decent buy time, but even then, if the evos are good, there's gonna be no buy time. Like, pretty much with almost all positions, you can find flips in here on an hourly basis, right? With any card, you always can do that. But in the long-term grand scheme of things, holding a card for 4 or 5 days right now, you cannot do until this market bottoms out, which I don't think happens until like this weekend. I don't think it does. And then we look to maybe buy. But outside of that, guys, go out and have fun with cards. Don't expect to keep coins or anything like that, because at least for this week, you're not going to keep coins. Like, you're just not going to. The gameplay demand for this week probably just not really going to be there. Unless they drop like a warm-up to Black Friday, which they could do. And they drop like a daily login or daily play completionist in the next few days here. That could help with some stuff. But in all reality, no, it's not going to really matter here. The safest cards to buy are always going to be the really rare ones, the icons and heroes that are very rare. But even then, right now, they're not going to be a guarantee of anything. Like, I haven't been icon trading the last few days because you can't. Right now, everything's just going down and no one's really buying cards. So let's talk about fodder, though. This is the big one because right now, it's right about, actually, the only ones that are up right now are 86s from where we bought at, if you guys bought them already. But I really do think I might club stock today. I know it's risky to look at maybe buying cards prior to a big supplied promo, but honestly, if that Hazard and Tinatale come out before Black Friday, they're gonna go up, like no matter what. And I'm personally gonna take my bet on content being good enough to hold fodder's price during Black Friday. So I'm gonna probably buy this stuff. Really, like, I probably will have bought it already by the time you see this. I'm fine holding all the way into like this week. I'm holding for a while, I think. Yes, if nothing drops at all till like Friday daytime, these might go down a little bit more. They definitely could. But if anything drops this week, you missed the buy window. I'm probably gonna hedge my bets and buy tonight, probably. Okay, let's read some of your comments now. We have got Blaze CFC. People paying real money for Evo leak information need a new hobby. And the thing is like my first initial reaction is yes. I mean, I agree with you. But at the same time, like I make videos regarding FIFA news, which is leaks a lot of the time. They're making money while doing it as well. You know, I like clowning on them and stuff like that, but I can't blame them for what they're doing. They have an opportunity and they're taking it and they're probably making money off of it. So okay. And next up, we got Oompa Loompa, who says, I think the promos are boring because every promo is the same. You got some top cards you're never going to see. You got some mid cards with a pretty small chance to pack, which in most cases won't even make your team. And you got the fodder ones you rarely pack and are just fodder. Then you get some overpriced mid SBCs and the promo ends. And I think that was actually one of the things that we talked about in, I think, maybe the summer of last year. We said, hey, bring back the mid-range promo cards. We don't really see as many of those anymore. The market the last couple of years has really been like the stuff you can't pack and then the fodder stuff, and there's no real in between. And of course, the fodder stuff still is hard to pack, but it's worth 10k. So you finally do pack one, like packing a promo card, then it's 10k, and it was pointless, I guess. I mean, you got some coins out of it. If it's untradeable, then kind of pointless, but you're not going to complain about it, I guess. Might be some good fodder, but I don't know. The mid-range promo stuff is kind of gone, but the reason that it's gone is because the mid-range promo cards are cards that will get into some people's teams and not others. And I think that is harder to come by nowadays when evolutions are a thing, where it's like everyone gets a card that's like the same stats, right? Because EA literally decide what the max capped stats are going to be. So everyone has like the same sort of stats on their cards. So a card that comes out either fits in almost everybody's team or fits in nobody's team. And that can kill some of the variety on what teams look like, but EA don't mind that because EA gets to decide exactly what stats look like on your team. There's no changing what EA sets as the parameters, and obviously every card has to abide by those. So EA likes doing that. And we got Bix Moxie. Hey JFC, I'm a 47-year-old dad and casual as fuck FC gamer. I spend some cash now and then, play squad battles, and let slide most gripes that you competent players talk about. Even I am losing interest, which surprises me because I play to escape a little. Why do I now want to escape my escape? And honestly, my take on this is because you are no longer ignorant to the strategies they use to me. And it's not only this, right? Of course, I think once people become aware of like what they're doing and what we used to have, why we don't have these things anymore, and we're so many years into this game now, there's things that obviously we know have been better 7 years ago, right? League SBCs, I say it every day, it's just my prime example of something that was better, right? That was better for us, but it's gone now because EA knows it was better for us. You can't take something away like that and never bring it back and have us be like, oh, well, you know, who cares? And not after years that go by and you drop the same premium mixed league upgrade. I mean, we're 3 years into that now. Are you surprised people are losing interest and it's the same shit again? I mean, are you that surprised by that? The gameplay is not the same, like literally what's meta and what's not and that kind of thing. But in terms of the enjoyability of it, it's not that enjoyable. Sometimes can be. It's inconsistent and stuff like that. That's the same as the last 3 years. Content is not that much different in the last 3 years. Evolutions have helped. Obviously, it's the saving grace of the game. Gameplay's not that much different. I'm not surprised. Where's the innovation? You don't really see it because they don't want to innovate because they're too scared to, because they have a cash cow, right? But if you don't innovate as well and you play it too safe, you end up with this and people are bored, right? I think a lot of what is going on here is just the less ignorant you become, the more you're like, oh, that sucks. They're doing that because it's just too good. And then it's like, okay, I don't really care then. Like if you're not going to do this or that and artificially do certain things to fuck us over that you see for years on end, and that they see the laziness and the copy paste and the sloppy code and the bad gameplay. I mean, yeah, it's going to add up, right? 7 years of that. Really, it's been about like 5 or 6 years of pure take things back because, oh my God, it's too good. Like, you know, of course, people are tired about that. I don't know how long you've been playing FC for, Bix Moxie, but if you've been playing for a while, that might be part of it. It's like you've seen a better game. You've seen what that's like, and why is the game not better than it was 8 years ago. Well, because EA don't want it to be. It's not that they can't do it. I mean, it might because they can't do it, but it's partly because they don't want to, because they need money-making strategies. They hired psychologists. They've got these fucking crazy strategies to tap into your brain chemistry. I know it sounds like conspiratorial, but this is what they do. Anyway, guys, I'm done yapping. Thank you all for watching and being here. I love you, and I will